Attention! This is not material for passive consumption. It is designed to be heard with maximum concentration. The following revelations are direct, potentially disturbing, and may challenge your perceptions. Due to the sensitive nature of the content, its availability may be limited. Your experience on this topic is valuable. Leave it in the comments.
What if your thoughts are under attack right now? Someone close to you, a friend, a partner, a colleague, could be playing subtle mind games, twisting your reality, controlling your actions, and threatening your mental clarity. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, peered into the darkest corners of the human psyche and uncovered mechanisms that people use to shield themselves from uncomfortable truths. But these same mechanisms can be weaponized, turned into dangerous mind games that manipulate and deceive. That uneasy feeling when someone blames you for their mistakes, denies what you know is true, or charms you into compliance. It's not just doubt. It's a warning to defend yourself before their control takes hold. In this video, we're exposing 6 mind games Freud warned you to defend against: projection, repression, denial, seduction, obsession, and manipulation. Stay with us, because by the end you'll know how to recognize these threats, protect your mind, and stay safe now. Have you ever felt your reality slipping because of someone's words? Let's uncover the truth together. The first mind game is projection. Freud described projection as a defense mechanism, where people attribute their own unacceptable thoughts or feelings to others, like seeing their flaws in you and blaming you for them. Projectors manipulate by shifting their guilt onto you, making you doubt your own actions. You might know a projector, a partner who accuses you of lying when they're dishonest, a coworker who blames you for their failures, a friend who calls you selfish when they're acting in their own interest. Their manipulation is silent but deadly, eroding your confidence and clarity. Picture a relationship with John and Mia. John's been secretive, coming home late, hiding his phone. When Mia asks, he snaps, "Are you cheating on me? You're acting so suspicious." Mia, loyal and confused, starts questioning herself. "Maybe I'm being too clingy," she thinks, her stomach knotting. Months later, she finds proof of John's infidelity. His accusations were projections, a mind game to deflect his guilt. That's the projector's manipulation, using blame to control you. Or consider Sarah at work. She's always late with reports, but she tells the boss, Alex isn't pulling his weight. Alex, who's been covering for her, is stunned when the boss reprimands him. He starts documenting his work, and when he shows the evidence, Sarah's lies unravel. Her projections nearly cost Alex his job. Or imagine a friend, Emma, who's jealous of Clara's new promotion. "You're so full of yourself now," Emma says, though Clara's been humble. Emma's projecting her own insecurity, making Clara doubt her success. To recognize a projector, watch for misplaced blame. Do they accuse you of things they're guilty of? Do their criticisms mirror their own flaws? Their accusations often feel sudden, out of proportion. To defend yourself, trust your reality. Keep a journal of events, save texts, emails, or notes with dates to counter their claims. Don't internalize their blame. Calmly state facts like, "I didn't do that, let's clarify." If their accusations persist, distance yourself to protect your sanity. Have you ever been blamed for something you know you didn't do? That's the projector's mind game, and you need to defend yourself now. The second mind game is repression. Freud saw repression as pushing painful emotions like anger into the unconscious. But these feelings don't vanish. They leak out in manipulative ways like passive aggression or sudden outbursts. Repressors seem calm, but can explode or undermine you subtly, catching you off guard. You might know a repressor, a partner who hides their frustration until it erupts, a friend who makes snide remarks, a coworker who bottles up resentment. Their mind game threatens your emotional safety, keeping you on edge. Imagine Tom and Lisa, married for years. Tom's usually quiet, but when Lisa forgets to pay a bill, he explodes, shouting, "You ruin everything!" His rage shocks her, the room heavy with tension. Later, he acts like nothing happened, leaving Lisa tiptoeing around him. That's the repressor's manipulation, hiding aggression until it bursts. Or consider Emma, your friend, who seems easygoing but makes cutting remarks like, "Nice dress, did you borrow it?" When you call her out, she laughs. It's just a joke. Her passive aggression is a mind game, masking her repressed anger. At work, Karen, your manager, represses her stress. Instead of addressing team issues, she snaps in meetings saying, "Some people aren't trying hard enough," her eyes darting to you. When you ask what's wrong, she brushes it off. "I'm fine." Her outbursts disrupt your focus, a subtle control. Or think of a sibling, Mike, who holds grudges silently. When you cancel a family dinner, he says, "No big deal," but weeks later he lashes out, "You never care about us." His repressed anger manipulates you into guilt. To recognize a repressor, watch for inconsistent behavior. Do they seem calm but snap unexpectedly? Are their comments laced with hidden resentment? Notice body language. Clenched fists or forced smiles are red flags. To defend yourself, encourage open communication. Say, "I sense you're upset. Can we talk?" Set boundaries for acceptable behavior, like "I won't tolerate outbursts." Document their actions. Note dates and details of passive-aggressive remarks or explosions to track patterns. If their unpredictability unsettles you, that's a sign to protect yourself. Have you ever been blindsided by someone's sudden rage? That's the repressor's mind game, and you need to stay safe now. The third mind game is denial. Freud identified denial as refusing to accept uncomfortable realities, a defense mechanism to avoid pain. Deniers manipulate by rejecting truths, gaslighting you into doubting your memory or perception. You might know a denier, a partner who denies hurtful actions, a coworker who shirks responsibility, a friend who dismisses debts. Their mind game distorts your reality, threatening your mental clarity. Picture Sophie and Mark in a heated argument. Mark yells, "You're worthless," but the next day he denies it. "I never said that," he insists, his voice calm, his eyes steady. Sophie, shaken, questions her memory, wondering if she's overreacting. That's the denier's manipulation, rewriting reality to control her. Or consider David at work, a team leader whose poor planning tanks a project. When confronted, he says, "It was the client's fault," ignoring his role. His denial frustrates the team, making them doubt their observations. In a friendship, Laura borrows $500 from you, promising to repay. Months later, she denies it, saying, "You're mixing me up with someone else." You're left confused, checking old texts for proof. Or imagine a parent, Jane, who dismisses your childhood struggles, saying, "That never happened, you had a great upbringing." Her denial invalidates your feelings, a subtle mind game. To recognize a denier, watch for consistent rejection of truth. Do they dismiss events you know happened? Do they make you question your reality? Their calm insistence is a red flag. To defend yourself, trust your memory. Keep records, texts, emails, or notes with dates to confirm events. If they gaslight, seek validation from trusted friends or professionals. Don't argue about reality. State facts like, "I have proof of what happened." If their denial persists, limit contact to protect your clarity. Have you ever been told something didn't happen when you know it did? That's the denier's mind game, and you need to defend yourself now. The fourth mind game is seduction. Freud's theories on libido and erotic drives highlight how desire can be manipulated. Seducers use charm, flattery, or sexuality to control, making you feel special only to exploit you. You might know a seducer, a coworker who flatters to get favors, a partner who uses affection to manipulate, a friend who charms for gain. Their mind game is seductive but dangerous, threatening your autonomy. Imagine Rachel at work, always smiling, her compliments warm. "You're the best at this," she tells you, her eyes sparkling, asking you to help with her project. You agree, flattered, but soon you're doing her work while she takes credit. That's the seducer's manipulation, using charm to control. Or consider Jake, a friend who's all charisma. He borrows money, saying, "You're a lifesaver," with a wink, but never repays. When you ask, he charms again, dodging accountability. In a relationship, Alex uses affection to sway you. "If you love me, you'll do this," he says, his voice soft, his touch warm. You comply, feeling special, but it's a trap to control your choices. Or think of Sophia, who flatters your style to borrow your clothes, never returning them. Her charm masks her intent. To recognize a seducer, watch for conditional kindness. Is their flattery tied to requests? Do their actions match their words? Their charm feels too perfect, a red flag. To defend yourself, be wary of flattery. Set boundaries like, "I can't help with that," and watch their reaction. Document their requests. Save texts or emails with dates to track patterns. Don't let charm cloud your judgment. Focus on their actions. If their kindness feels manipulative, that's a sign to protect yourself. Have you ever been swayed by someone's charm only to feel used? That's the seducer's mind game, and you need to stay safe now. The fifth mind game is obsession. Freud linked obsession to fixations from unresolved conflicts, often in the unconscious. Obsessors manipulate by fixating on you, demanding control or attention, their intensity suffocating. You might know an obsessor, a partner who monitors your every move, a friend who needs constant reassurance, a coworker who fixates on your work. Their mind game traps you, threatening your freedom. Picture Anna and Mike dating for a year. Anna checks Mike's phone daily, texts him hourly, and gets jealous over casual chats. "Where are you?" she demands, her voice sharp. Mike feels trapped, his autonomy fading. That's the obsessor's manipulation, using fixation to control. Or consider Sophia, a friend who texts you constantly, upset if you don't reply instantly. "I thought you cared," she says, guilt-tripping you. Her obsession isn't friendship, it's a mind game. At work, Karen, your manager, obsesses over your tasks, emailing at midnight, "Redo this now." Her micromanaging stifles your creativity, a subtle control. Or imagine a neighbor, Tom, who fixates on your schedule asking, "Why were you out so late?" His intensity feels invasive. To recognize an obsessor, watch for excessive control. Do they demand your time or attention? Do they react poorly to boundaries? Their intensity is a red flag. To defend yourself, set firm boundaries. Say, "I need space," and enforce it. Document their behavior. Save messages or note interactions with dates to track their fixation. Seek support from others to reinforce your autonomy. If their intensity feels like a cage, that's a sign to protect yourself. Have you ever felt trapped by someone's relentless attention? That's the obsessor's mind game, and you need to defend yourself now. The sixth mind game is manipulation, with ties to psychopathic traits. While not a direct Freudian concept, manipulation can stem from unconscious drives or defense mechanisms, amplified by a lack of empathy in some. Manipulators use deceit, guilt, or fear to control, their mind game exploiting your emotions for their gain. You might know a manipulator, a con artist who lies for profit, a family member who guilts you, a colleague who sabotages you. Their control is ruthless, threatening your safety. Imagine a con artist posing as a charity worker, sharing tearful stories to collect donations. "It's for the children," they say, but the money vanishes. Their lies manipulate your empathy, a classic mind game. Or consider Jane, an adult child who guilts her parents saying, "If you don't help me, I'll cut you off." Her threats exploit their love, controlling their finances. At work, David spreads rumors about you to undermine your promotion, smiling as he lies to the boss. His manipulation is calculated, lacking remorse. To recognize a manipulator, watch for deceitful patterns. Do they lie effortlessly or use guilt to sway you? Do they show no remorse for hurting others? Their charm hides their intent, a red flag. To defend yourself, be skeptical of emotional pleas or too-good-to-be-true offers. Verify information independently, checking facts or asking others. Document their lies, save messages or note incidents with dates. To protect yourself, prioritize your well-being and say no without guilt. If their deceit feels predatory, that's a sign to stay safe. Have you ever been deceived by someone who seemed trustworthy? That's the manipulator's mind game, and you need to defend yourself now. Let's bring this together. These 6 mind games, projection, repression, denial, seduction, obsession, and manipulation, are not just quirks. They're dangerous tactics Sigmund Freud warned about, rooted in the psyche's darkest corners. They're the partner who blames you for their lies, the friend who hides their anger until it explodes, the colleague who denies reality to control you. Their manipulation threatens your mental clarity, your autonomy, your safety. But you have the power to recognize them, to defend yourself, to stay safe now. Start with awareness. Know these mind games and their patterns. Projectors blame, trust your truth. Repressors hide anger, demand open communication. Deniers distort reality, keep records. Seducers charm, set boundaries. Obsessors fixate. Assert your freedom, manipulators deceive. Verify and prioritize yourself. Build mental clarity by trusting your instincts. Document interactions, texts, emails, notes with dates to counter manipulation. Seek support from trusted friends or professionals to validate your reality. If someone's tactics feel controlling, don't ignore it. You don't have to be their victim. You can protect your mind and stay safe. You're not alone. Maybe you're thinking of someone right now, someone whose blame, denial, or charm has shaken you. Have you felt these mind games in your life? Have you been trapped by someone's manipulation? Share your story in the comments. Tell us about the partner who gaslit you, the friend who controlled you, the colleague who deceived you. Your experience could help someone else recognize the danger. The more we share, the more we learn to stay safe. If you want to dive deeper into Sigmund Freud's psychology, the mind games you can't ignore, and how to defend your mental clarity, hit that subscribe button. Danger Radar is here to guide you, to unmask the threats hiding in plain sight. Don't let their manipulation control you. Protect your mind now, stay sharp, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.